KATU.com. Free video, no pop-ups, no registration. And watch K2 News every day for coverage that truly reflects life in the Northwest. See the difference and the reasons why more viewers are switching to K2 News, the Northwest news leader and the spirit of the Northwest.
The Northwest sturgeon are prized for their big size and sport fishing challenge. In Oregon City, some fishermen find that challenge high atop a cliff, 60 feet above the Willamette River. But there are problems. In a too exclusive report, Grant McComey shows us that fishing on the edge can be a gray area between what's legal and what's not.
They call it the wall, and everything about it is huge. 12-foot rods, 80-pound test line, extra-large hooks to catch sturgeon that reach 8 feet long.
How many inches?
But biggest of all is the distance to the water. Almost 6 stories from up here, down a rocky cliff face to the Willamette River below. It's fishing on the edge, and it can be dangerous.
You got to fear height. You want to make sure you got a good railing.
That's where the laughter ends for game wardens Jeff Butler and Isaac Sear. They keep an eye on this fishery for problems. You see, since anglers can't get down to the fish, they bring the fish up.
You send that down your fishing line, okay? When it gets down over the sturgeon, you're supposed to jerk it, and it'll slip down like that, and that'll go around the fish, then you can pull it up.
Some anglers make it look easy. This man took just 90 seconds to hoist up his catch. But this man struggled because he couldn't lasso the sturgeon. Time after time, the fish slipped out, slid down, hit the rocks, and then the water. It took 20 minutes before he got the fish up the cliff.
It's kind of a game to them, getting the fish up. They see no problem with it. They really enjoy it. They have a good time when they're trying to get the fish up the wall.
That's not all. You see, rules state that anglers can only keep sturgeon that measure between 42 and 60 inches. The small ones must go back immediately and unharmed. But from up here, it's one long toss.
They throw the fish like a softball back into the water so it flops down 58 feet and hits the water.
In fact, with the exception of this man who released his fish at river level, we watched dozens of small sturgeon tossed back into the river the same way. Anglers say it's the only way.
Always hold their tail and pitch them nose first so that they kind of dive. Some guys will just throw them out there like a sack of flour, and I don't think that it's good on them.
Most of the time, if you see one like that, you watch it for a while, and pretty soon it'll take off and go back down. I think what it is just like knocking the wind out of them kind of thing.
State game officers say that while this fishing activity is not illegal, there are questions about ethics, about sportsmanship, and about the proper care of the catch. Questions that have Oregon fishery managers wondering the same thing. We showed our video to Fishery Director Ed Bowles and his boss, Lindsey Ball. Both agreed the fishing techniques could hurt the sturgeon.
Because of the weight of their internal organs slipping through what's holding them together inside. There is potential damage.
Holding fish out of the water for that length of time, I don't think that's appropriate. It certainly may be prudent at this time to take another look at that fishery and evaluate whether or not it's an appropriate fishery.
Meanwhile, anglers say the wall offers easy access, produces lots of fish, and they don't hurt the sturgeon.
Well, you try to throw them so that their head goes first, so you don't hurt the fish. And, of course, that's what we try to do. What other people do, it's up to them.
Can somebody come up with a better way to get those fish back in the river?
I'm not sure. Probably not off this wall.
A wall for casting and catching, but where fishing's on the edge of sportsmanship. Along the Willamette River, Grant McComey, K2 News.
Officials do say Oregon sturgeon fishery is one of the most regulated, with special rules to control the catch as well as fishermen's behavior. State officials say they will also take a new look at the fishing activity on the wall in Oregon City.